7 years? Star Wars fans waited 7 years for a theatrical return. 7 years of Disney Plus shows, of cancelled projects, of broken promises, of just wait, it's coming. And when it finally arrived, when The Mandalorian and Grogu finally made it to the big screen, the question every single fan was asking was the same. Was it worth it? Here's the thing. The answer is complicated. And if you sit through this entire video, I promise you, you're going to understand exactly why. Let's get one thing straight right now, because a lot of people are going to walk into that theater with the wrong expectations, and that's not fair to them or to the film. This is not a game changer. This is not the Star Wars moment that reshapes the mythology, that digs deep into the Force, that introduces some terrifying new threat that makes your jaw hit the floor. If you're expecting Sith Lords, Jedi prophecies, or anything that connects the cosmic dots of this galaxy, you will leave disappointed. But here's what it is. It's Mando and Grogu. On an adventure. Together. That's it. And honestly, for a while, for a good long while, that's actually enough. So let's talk about what actually happens in this movie, because the plot itself is genuinely interesting, right up until the moment it makes one decision that completely deflates the entire thing. Mando is hired by the New Republic. His mission, track down an Imperial warlord. A loyalist. Someone who refused to accept that the Empire died with Palpatine, and who is quietly trying to rebuild it from the shadows. It's a solid setup. Classic Mando. You can feel the tension already. But there's a problem. Mando doesn't know where this guy is. Nobody does. Nobody except the Hutt twins, the brother and sister duo from the Book of Boba Fett. So Mando heads to Nal Hutta, sits down with them, and they make him a deal. They'll give him the location of the Imperial, but first, he has to do something for them. Their nephew, Rotta the Hutt, Jabba's son, the same little Huttlet that Ahsoka and Anakin rescued back in the Clone Wars, has been trapped for years as a gladiator slave. Forced to fight for his life, night after night, in an arena. And the Hutts want him back. Mando agrees. He always agrees. That's who he is. He travels to this dusty, gritty world, Skara, or something close to it, and it's got that seedy underworld energy that made the original Mandalorian so magnetic. Scum. Villainy. The kind of place where credits solve every problem and life is the cheapest commodity available. He watches Rotta fight in the arena. And here's where the movie genuinely surprises you. Because Rotta, this Hutt, this massive creature, is an absolute savage. He dismantles his opponents effortlessly. He's terrifying. Mando visits him after the fight, in his cell, getting a massage like a king, and tells him he's there to save him. Rotta says no. And that's the moment the movie earns something real. Because Rotta's reasoning isn't just stubbornness. It's pain. He tells Mando he's spent his entire life living in Jabba the Hutt's shadow. Everywhere he went, he was just the son. Just the heir. Just a name borrowed from someone more famous. But here, in the arena, he earned every single bit of respect he has. On his own. With his own hands. And he has one fight left. One fight, and then he walks free. He doesn't need saving. It hits. It actually hits. But the arena owner has other plans. When Mando tries to buy out Rotta's contract, the man tells him the truth. That final fight is rigged. Rotta is going to die in that arena tomorrow. Monster after monster, wave after wave, until there's nothing left. And people are already betting on it. So Mando tells Rotta. And Rotta, too proud, too stubborn, doesn't believe him. Has Mando gassed and thrown in a cell. Now here's the part where the film hits its stride. Mando wakes up in the arena, facing Rotta. They're supposed to fight each other. And then the monsters come. And suddenly these two, a Mandalorian warrior and a Hutt gladiator who just tried to have him knocked out, have to fight back to survive. It works. It genuinely works. The action is spectacular. The chemistry between them is earned in a way that feels organic, not manufactured. And when it's over, and Mando pulls Rotta out of that chaos, you're actually invested in what happens to this hut. Then comes the twist. And this is where the movie stumbles badly. Rotta reveals that the Imperial warlord Mando has been hunting the whole time. The ghost of the Empire, the man the New Republic needs captured, is the exact same person who owned his gladiator contract. The same man Mando already met. The same man who rigged the fight. What are the chances, right? On paper, it's a clever connection. In execution, it makes the Star Wars galaxy feel microscopic. Like everyone in this universe somehow keeps bumping into the same three people. It's the kind of coincidence that pulls you right out of the story, crosses its arms, and asks you to just accept it and move on. And up until that moment, the movie had been building something genuinely fun. Something that felt like it had room to breathe. And then that room collapsed. The story moves forward. Mando gets the Imperial. It's almost too easy. He frees Rotta, sets him up with protection, and thinks that's the end of it. It isn't. That night, Embo arrives. If you know the Clone Wars, you know Embo. One of the most dangerous bounty hunters in the galaxy. And he's here for Mando, sent by the Hutt twins, who have discovered that their nephew is still alive and that Mando helped him escape. Because if Rotta lives, the twins lose their claim to Jabba's throne. Embo captures Mando without breaking a sweat. Because that's what Embo does. Mando wakes up in the Hutt palace. Rotta is there too, captured, tortured. The twins make their point. They strip Mando of his helmet and throw him into a pit. Not a rancor. Something worse. A dragon snake? A creature so massive it barely fits in the frame. The same species that appeared in The Empire Strikes Back. Same species Obi-Wan encountered hunting Zyro the Hutt in the Clone Wars. Mando fights. Survives the first wave. The Hutts, entertained, throw him back his helmet. Because even villains appreciate a good show. He puts it on. Faces the final wave. And then the pipe in the wall explodes. And out comes Grogu. The Anzellans helped him get there. And together, father and son, warrior and child, they fight their way out. But it costs them. Mando takes a bite from the dragon snake. The venom is in his blood, and it is killing him. They escape into the forest. Grogu, small as he is, refuses to leave. He finds Mando bleeding out against a tree, and he heals what he can. But the poison is beyond his power. So he covers Mando and leaves, keeps him warm, keeps him alive, and goes looking for help. What follows is honestly the most quietly beautiful part of the entire film. Grogu finds an old lizard man, some hermit living alone on this planet, catching fish by a rocking chair. Grogu steals one. Gets caught. And instead of conflict, just warmth. The old man feeds him. Grogu comes back the next night, and they eat together in silence. When Embo comes by asking questions, the old man waits for him to leave, then gives Grogu a remedy. Crushed herbs, berries, a healer's instinct passed down from a life of quiet wisdom. Grogu takes it back to Mando. And Mando wakes up. The line that follows stayed with me. The old take care of the young take care of the old. 7 words. More emotional truth in those 7 words than in an entire season of some of these Disney Plus shows. The finale comes quickly. Mando and Grogu return to the Hutt Palace. They save Rotta. Mando battles Embo in a fight that is every bit as electric as you'd hope. Rotta takes on his aunt and uncle himself, and wins. The New Republic arrives, bombers level the palace, and what started as a simple mission ends with everyone walking away alive. Rotta joins the New Republic. Works with Zeb. A new card in the deck, a new character the franchise can use whenever it wants. And Mando and Grogu, the way they always do, climb into the Razor Crest, gifted to them by the Republic, and blast off into hyperspace. No mission. No threat waiting for them. No cliffhanger. Just them. Together. Like always. So what do we make of all this? Technically, the film is flawless. Skywalker sound ILM, these people are untouchable. Every sound effect, every score cue, every frame of visual effects is exactly what you want from a Star Wars theatrical experience. On that front, zero complaints. But the story? The story is a side quest. A really enjoyable side quest, but a side quest nonetheless. Nothing changed. No character grew in any meaningful way. No new stakes were established. Thrawn is out there. Ahsoka Season 2 is coming. The larger Star Wars timeline is moving forward. And none of this movie connects to any of it. It exists in its own little pocket of the galaxy and stays there. 5 out of 10. Right down the middle. Not bad. Not great. Just fine. And here's the part that actually stings. Not the movie itself, but what it represents. The Ahsoka show had laid groundwork that this movie could have paid off. All of those threads converging here, into something with real stakes and real weight. That could have been extraordinary. But that planning never happened. And so here we are. What it is. Just don't expect it to be what Star Wars once was. Don't expect it to leave a mark. May the Force be with you. Always. Drop a comment below. Do you think Star Wars still has a truly great film left in it? Or is this the new normal? This was the first Star Wars film in 7 years. 7 years? And instead of something that cracked the universe open, something that made you stagger out of the theater at midnight feeling like you'd witnessed something that mattered, we got a theatrical episode. A beautiful, well-made, competently told episode of a show. The truth is, this could have been so much more. If the Book of Boba Fett had been properly structured. If the Mandalorian Season 3 had built towards something. If the Ahsoka show had laid groundwork that this movie could have paid off. All of those threads converging here, into something with real stakes and real weight. That could have been extraordinary. But that planning never happened. And so here we are. Star Wars belongs on the big screen. It always has. The big screen is where this galaxy breathes. Where it feels infinite. Where John Williams' music doesn't just play through your TV speakers but rolls through your chest like a physical thing. But putting something on the big screen doesn't automatically make it worthy of that space. The Mandalorian and Grogu is a good time. It genuinely is. Take your kids. Get the popcorn. Watch Mando be Mando and Grogu be Grogu, and let yourself enjoy it for what it is. Just don't expect it to be what Star Wars once was. Don't expect it to leave a mark. Because when the credits roll and you walk back out into the daylight, you won't feel the weight of a galaxy on your shoulders. You'll just feel like you watched a really expensive episode of television. And maybe, for right now, that's all Star Wars knows how to give us. May the Force be with you. Always. Drop a comment below. Do you think Star Wars still has a truly great film left in it? Or is this the new normal?